Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of computer hardware. Ever wondered what's actually inside that box on your desk, or what makes your laptop tick? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to break it all down, piece by piece, in a way that's super easy to understand. So, whether you're a total beginner or just looking for a refresher, stick around. We're about to demystify your computer. First up, let's talk about how we even communicate with our computers. This is where input devices come in. The most obvious ones are your keyboard and mouse. You type, you click, and you're sending instructions directly to the machine. But there are others too. Think about a scanner. It takes a physical document and turns it into a digital file, or a microphone, like the one I'm using right now, which converts sound waves into digital data. Even the camera on your laptop is an input device, capturing the world around you and feeding it into the system. Anything that gets information asterisk into asterisk, the computer is an input device. Okay, so we've put information in. How do we get it back out? That's the job of output devices. The most common one is your monitor, the screen you're looking at right now. It takes the computer's digital signals and turns them into the images and text we see. Then there's your printer, which takes digital documents and creates physical copies on paper. And of course, we have speakers or headphones, which do the opposite of a microphone. They turn digital audio signals back into sound waves so you can hear music, podcasts, or my voice. So, input gets data in, output gets data out. Simple, right? Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, the system unit. This is often just called the tower or the computer. It's the main box that houses all the most critical components. When you open it up, it looks like a miniature city with a motherboard acting as the ground and foundation, connecting everything together. This is where the magic really happens, and inside we find the brain of the entire operation. That brain is the CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit. It's a small chip, but it's arguably the most important part of your computer. The CPU's job is to execute instructions and perform calculations. It's what runs your operating system and every application. Inside the CPU, there are two key parts. First, the ALU or Arithmetic Logic Unit. This is the math whiz. It handles all the addition, subtraction, and logical comparisons. Then there's the CU, or Control Unit. The CU is like a traffic cop. It directs the flow of data, tells the other parts of the computer what to do, and manages the execution of instructions. A faster CPU means your computer can think and act more quickly. But a brain is no good without memory. When your computer is working on a task, it needs a place to hold the data it's actively using. That's where RAM or random access memory comes in. Think of RAM as your computer's short-term memory or its workspace. When you open a program or a file, it's loaded from your storage into RAM, so the CPU can access it super fast. The more RAM you have, the more things your computer can do at once without slowing down. That's why having lots of tabs open can sometimes make your computer sluggish, you refilling up its workspace. But remember, RAM is volatile, which means when you turn the computer off, everything in RAM is wiped clean. So if RAM is short-term memory, what about long-term? For that, we have another type of memory called ROM, which stands for read-only memory. Unlike RAM, ROM is non-volatile. Its contents are permanent and aren't erased when the power is off. ROM stores the essential instructions your computer needs to start up, known as the BIOS or UEFI. It's the first thing your computer reads to learn how to wake up its other components. You can't really change what's on the ROM, which is why it's called read-only. To make things even faster, computers use something called cache memory. Cache is a small amount of fast, very expensive memory that's built right into or very close to the CPU. It stores the data and instructions that the CPU uses most frequently, instead of having to go all the way to the RAM every time the CPU checks its cache first. If the data is there, it's a huge time saver. It's like keeping your favorite pen right on your desk instead of in a drawer across the room. It's all about efficiency. Now, since RAM gets wiped when the power is off, we need a place to keep our files, photos, games, and applications permanently. This is the role of storage devices. For a long time, the standard was the HDD or hard disk drive. An HDD uses spinning magnetic platters and a read-write head to store data. Think of it like a tiny, high-tech record player. They can hold huge amounts of data for a relatively low cost. But in recent years, a new champion has emerged, the SSD or solid-state drive. Unlike an HDD, an SSD has no moving parts. It uses flash memory, similar to what's in your phone or a USB drive. This makes SSDs incredibly fast, more durable, and quieter than traditional hard drives. Your computer will boot up in seconds, and programs will launch almost instantly with an SSD, while they used to be more expensive. Prices have come down a lot, making them a fantastic upgrade for any computer. We also have portable storage options. USB flash drives or thumb drives are small, convenient ways to move files between computers. Then there are memory cards, like the SD cards you use in your digital camera or smartphone. These are all forms of flash memory, just like an SSD, but designed for portability. They allow us to carry our digital world in our pockets. Finally, let's talk about peripheral devices. This is a broad category for anything you connect to the outside of your computer's system unit. We've already talked about some of them, like keyboards, mice, monitors, and printers. But this also includes things like webcams, external hard drives, drawing tablets, game controllers, and VR headsets. Essentially, if it's a piece of hardware that's not inside the main computer case but connects to it to add functionality, it's a peripheral. They are what allow us to customize our computing experience and tailor it to our specific needs, whether that's for gaming, creative work, or just everyday tasks. And that's a wrap. From the simple click of a mouse to the complex calculations happening inside the CPU. All these hardware components work together in perfect harmony to bring your digital world to life. It might seem complicated, but when you break it down, it's just a series of logical parts, each with a specific job to do. Hopefully, you now have a much clearer picture of what's going on inside your machine. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tech breakdowns. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what hardware topic you'd like me to cover next. See you in the next one.